cars and many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know.
It's about time, man, because I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to get the kingdom. I'm ready to live. I'm ready to breathe fresh. I'm ready to have beautiful, pure women, okay? Not no strawberry hollis on this side. I'm ready to have children, man, you can vibe with, okay? Be around brothers. Be around the Lord himself, okay? I'm ready to go and visit places in the galaxy that we didn't know exist, all right? I'm ready to walk on sandy beaches, man, and explore the ocean floors. I'm ready to fly, okay? I'm ready to eat real food, okay? I'm ready to drive a chariot, man. All right, I'm ready to minister to the Lord and to be ministered to, man. Okay, I'm ready to worship Yahweh Shai in its full entirety. Okay, I'm ready for it. We're ready, man. I'm ready to see angels and greet angels.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
Salaki. I'm gonna do a quick sound check real quick. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who will teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect and the Akim that pushing this word and this truth into sincerity across the four winds in the names of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm your beloved brother Aina from the GMS Mississippi camp, and I'm coming to you with another quick lesson. I pray that you're edified. All right, the title of the lesson is going into why doctrine matters. Okay, and it was a lesson that kind of came to me while I was watching the beloved brother of Ayashima, which is he just commented Shalom's upon you, how about Shema Shah, Bashim Kakadash Bakata. I was watching his video that he was doing, GMS Kingdom Minded 144. It was titled Doctrine of Destruction. Okay, doctrines of destruction, going into the doctrines of these all these other wicked camps out here. And the Lord put it on my spirit to really go into this topic of why doctrine matters. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and dive into it. And with it, again, I pray that you're edified because doctrine matters. Okay, doctrine is going to determine. Doctrine basically goes into your belief system. Okay, what do you believe? Do you believe the words of Yahweh Shema Shai? Ultimately, do you believe the words of man? Do you believe what the scriptures say, or do you believe what did you believe the prophets, or do you believe the false prophets? Okay, do you believe the words of Yahweh Shema Shai? Okay, The doctrine matters, and ultimately, the doctrine is going to be the downfall of a lot of a lot of you Jake out here, man. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive into it, and we're gonna open up with I think it's Second Corinthians. Shalom Zakwan. Yeah, how about Shema Shabrakatah? The water for tuning in, bro. We're gonna open up with Second Corinthians. Not Second Corinthians, Second Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 16. Because when it comes to the true doctrine, when when a camp has a certain doctrine, that doctrine should be filtered through the scriptures. It should be filtered through the word of Yahweh Shema Shai, because all scriptures are given via inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, this is the book of Second Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 16. All scriptures is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine. Okay, so when we talk about the doctrine of a camp, okay, that doctrine is going to this in the spirit. My brother brought it out. I was already there. I bring it up right here. This is GMS Kingdom Minded 144. This is the beloved brother Zaquan Ayashima, 2 Timothy 3 and 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine. Okay, so when we talk about a doctrine, because every camp adopts a doctrine. Okay, it just where that doctrine come from, or what that doctrine is rooted from. Okay, here at GMS, our doctrine that we go by, that via the apostles and elders that's been passed down to us, via Yahweh Shema Shai that's been given to them, starting with Apostle Har and on down, is given by inspiration of the scriptures, which is by inspiration of the Most High. It's given via the scriptures, which is given by inspiration of the Most High. Okay, it's given by Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, it says for reproof, for correction, and for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness. Okay, give me 1 second. So, like when we talk about that word reproof, it exposes sin. It corrected someone's behavior. It guides them back to the path of the Most High when it comes to His wisdom and his godliness. Okay, and then also for that correction, which is the same thing as well, and for that instruction and righteousness on what to do moving forward. Okay, all right. What do we go from here? Okay, verse 17, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. Okay, because these scriptures, they continue to cut at wickedness, they continue to cut at impurities, especially when you combine those with the afflictions, man. Okay, because we're going to experience all of these things. Okay, and if we are adopting the true doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai, then we're going to experience these things. Okay, we're not going to be liked on this side. It just is what it is. Okay, let's go to the book of Titus, chapter 1. The book of Titus, chapter 1. The water for that, I got that one too. So I'm going to pull up on that in a second. The book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 9. It says, holding fast to the word as he has been taught, that he might be able to, he may be able by sound doctrine both exhort and convince the gainsayers. Okay, we're holding fast to this faith, holding fast to the word of Yahweh Shema Shai. Again, holding fast to the scriptures, which is by inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shai. And ultimately, again, goes back to that sound doctrine, man. That sound doctrine is via the scriptures. So if it's contrary to the scriptures, then it's not sound doctrine, man. Saying that the MOTB is anything other than the C hip is not sound doctrine. Like Zaquan was getting into, saying that you're going to obtain salvation by keeping all 613 in this time is not sound doctrine, man. It's not via the scriptures. Okay? Those are not the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, let's get this one to Corin, guy. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, exhortation, and to doctrine. I want to get that word exaltation because Apostle Gabar, he always talk about exaltation as one of his channels. Let me bring this up real quick. This is that word exaltation here in the Google. All right, exaltation. It says strongly. Let's read the precept again. This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 13. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, and to doctrine. Give attendance to this word, man. Give attendance to studying. Okay, give attendance to getting comfortable with understanding that, and ultimately it has to be given to you via the Spirit. Because anybody can just pick up the Bible and read it, but the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai has to be on you to understand the dark saying, to understand the parables and everything like that. If not, then you're just gonna be following. You're just gonna be believing what you want to believe, what you think these things are, and ultimately that's one of the things of why you have all these different doctrines out here, man. Because those doctrines are not given via the inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, the Christian Church, IURC, ISUPK, Genesis, and all these other niggas out here, those doctrines are not given via the inspiration of Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why the Lord has basically dismantled all of that, man. ISUPK is becoming a laughing stock, man. Okay? This is that word exaltation here in the Google. In the Bible, exaltation means strongly urging, encouraging, and comforting believers to live righteously. Through what, man? Through the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, through this sound doctrine, man. Okay? Through the sound doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the brother here again, GMS Kingdom Mind 144, still in the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, dropping down to verse 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee, man. Because at the end of the day, taking heed to the doctrine, man, it says take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, man. When you study Yahweh Shema Shai and you take heed unto yourself, you're gonna reflect. You're gonna compare yourself to this sound doctrine, man. Okay, you're gonna compare yourself to the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, what's things that within my power that I can actually work in and cut off that goes against the doctrine? Is my daily walk in according to the doctrine and according to what I'm teaching? Because the doctrine that you believe is gonna be a reflection of your day-to-day walk. These niggas talk about still doing the full, that they can keep the full 6 to 13, but you're getting a lot of lineups. Adultery. Nigga got a high-end Pegasus package, man. Pegasus package, But you want to talk about the 613 and you're able to keep all the laws, man. No. That, again, unsound doctrine, man. Okay? The sound doctrine you're gonna continue to reflect day to day, man. You're gonna take heed and understand your faults, and then unto the doctrine as well. You're gonna take heed into the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and then these days, starting with Apostle Tahar on down, man. Okay, here in GMS, it says continue in them. For doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Okay, continue in this, man. Continue in the sound doctrine, because this is where the salvation comes in that true sound doctrine. Because a true sound doctrine, you're gonna know that this time only the elect salvation, and that salvation is not for all the other nations. They're gonna have their place in the kingdom. Esau, we're not talking about you. You're gonna be done away with. This ain't for you. Okay? You're going to be done away with. 1,000 years of captivity, finished, cooked. All right? Salvation is only for the nation of Israel. Only the elect in these times are going to get beamed up. Everybody else, through 2/3 are going to that out. The MOTB is a see here, man. There will be a WW3. Okay? There will be a famine of the word. There will be a Jacob's trouble, man. All these things goes back to sound doctrine, man. Okay? Amongst other things as well. Especially when you start getting into the roles of man and woman, In these times, with all these things are sound doctrine, man. Taking heed to these things and continue in them, not only will save you, but if Yahweh Shema Shai put the spirit on them, when they hear it, they're going to take heed as well. That's why it says for them that hear thee, because they're going to hear the word through the prophets. Okay, and if it's anybody outside of that, hey, the Lord told us to mark them. All right, let's get that. People might ask, well, why do y'all keep talking about what IUIC teaching if it ain't got nothing to do with you? It do got something to do with it, because the Lord told us to mark them, man. The Lord told us to let the people know, so you have no excuse. Okay, that way you don't have no excuse saying you didn't know, because you did know. This is the book of Romans chapter 16 and verse 17. It says, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which call division and offenses. It's like it marks them which call divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Okay, anybody that have that's going against the doctrine, that's saying that all these other things aren't the sea hip, and this is this, and all these things are wrong, and these things here are wrong, and GMS is wrong about this, the great doctrine, man, all those things go against the doctrine, man. They're contrary to the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. Only here GMS, so you're gonna get the 100% truth. Okay? But as the scripture says, those who are preaching anything other outside, anything causing anything outside of that, anything outside of this sound doctrine is 100% truth, man. Hey, avoid them, man. Mark them. Scopeo. Hey, that nigga that line, man. He tripping. They tripping over there, man. And then eventually it never fails, because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai puts a spirit on Apostle Har, to have brothers go into certain things that happen. Ultimately the Lord just puts it on the spirit on brothers in general just to go into things that happen. That's how we know it's all of the spirit. But I say Apostle Har because they start with him on down. Amongst the other apostles as well, Yahweh Shema Shai deals heavily with those men as the leaders in these times, man. Okay? I got one more and then we'll close it out. Because ultimately this is what it boils down to here. The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6, starting at verse 3. It says, if any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, because teaching anything other than the sound doctrine, consent to anything outside of the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Even the words of our Lord, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, okay, he is proud, knowing nothing, but doubting about questions and strifes and words whereof cometh envy, strife, railing, evil, showmisms, okay, perverse disputing of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, for such withdraw themselves, verse 6, but godliness with contentment and great gain. Okay, well, I meant to stop at verse 5, but you get the point. Ultimately what they're saying is profitable doctrine will lead to holiness and godliness, man. Okay, and false doctrine will lead to wickedness. Okay, that's why it says if they're teaching anything otherwise, otherwise to the wholesome words, to the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, and the doctrine according to the godless, man, hey, he proud. He know nothing. Okay, these niggas know nothing. All niggas at IUIC know nothing. ISUPK know nothing. Okay. So, that was mainly the point there. I pray this lesson was edifying to you. Just want to get into that. Why did Doctrine Matter? Because all that brotherhood will break down, and we've been over that. That's not it. Okay, we have to continue to consent to the word of Yahweh Shema Shai, contend to the sound doctrine, that is given via Apostle Har on down here at GMS as well. And GMS is the only count that has 100% truth, and the Lord continues to show that day in and day out. Okay, So with that, I hope you were edified. Till again, I'm going to say Baal, Kum Rashala, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakadash, Rakathon, Shalom. Birthday, Howard, birthday, Yahushai.